this is Robyn. Welcome to mypinkstamper.com. I hope you are having a wonderful day. I'm going to be sharing a beautiful card made with our Butterfly Gala bundle today. And we will just jump right in. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm so happy that you are spending a little of your time with me. You can find all of the materials and product that I'm using in this video. I'll have it directly on the screen along with the item code. You can find it at the end of this video, in the description of this video, and if you're watching this from mypinkstamper.com, it'll be right here on my blog post for you. So I will step right in, or jump right in. I don't know if I'm going to step into this. I am going to be doing a little Stamparatus work for you. So if you're not familiar with our Stamparatus, I think I've shown it in a couple videos, but this is a great stamp set to use it with, so I'm going to go ahead and showcase it. So here is the stamp set, and this coordinates with our butterfly, I think it's Butterfly Duet Punch. I will have it on the screen. This comes in a bundle for you get 10% off right now until the end of May when you order this in a bundle. And we'll go ahead and I'll share with you my Stamparatus. I already have it already, and the colors I'm going to use, and I don't want this to be a super long video, so I went ahead and I'll show you what I've done. Make sure that still lines up. It doesn't really line up, so I'm going to redo this because my paper has moved. This is the cutest thing ever. I'm going to get a new one. This is the cutest thing ever. It's a little mini Stampin' Up grid paper. I don't know if you've seen it yet. It's on the Stamparatus page in our catalog. I'll have that on the screen. You can get this pad, which I think is so handy. I love it so, so much. It has the line, so if you want to measure, you can mark things off however you want to use your Stamparatus. And we also have extra plates as well. And so I ordered some extra plates. I'm going to go ahead and leave this like this. And if you want to, just so this doesn't move, you can put a little piece of, where's my washi? I don't have washi. I'm just going to add a little bit of adhesive on the bottom and then put it right on here, just so it doesn't move as much. And now I'm going to take a piece of our Whisper white cardstock in just a second. I'm going to show you what I've done. So the Stamparatus is great for two-step stamping and for different techniques where you want to have a placement of a stamp in a certain very specific place on your card. And it's great for if you have an alphabet stamp set and you want to make sure it all lines up evenly. But like I said, I'm going to use it for two-step stamping today. So I have on one side, these come out and they turn around and they flip around. I have a stamp right here if you can see it. I have a stamp right here. I have a stamp right here, and then you flip it and I have a stamp right here. It does not matter which order I stamp this. That's the cool part about it. I think you're going to really love this. The very first thing I'm going to do the first time, and this is great also because you can do multiple, if you have a shower that you're making cards for, a wedding, thank yous, you can just mass produce this part. It's super easy. So I'm going to start with our Memento black ink, and I'm using the outline of, I believe I'm using this one right here, or this one. It's one of them. I think it's this one actually. I'm using that one. So I'm going to go ahead and take the Memento, and I'm going to ink this up on the left side if you can see this over here. Okay? Now I'm going to stamp this on my paper right here. Try to make sure it stays in the same spot. There we go. And now that is going to be my guideline for my paper, where I want to put my paper on here because I'm using one of our punches, the punch that I showed you, and this is kind of specific. It'll only go in this far, so I have to make sure that the stamp is placed somewhere towards the bottom of the paper. Now I'm just going to make sure I just kind of put this on top where that is, and I'm going to use the magnets. I'm going to put one at the top here and then one just kind of right over here. I'm going to go ahead and ink that up again. I'm doing a little bit of left-handed inking today. And you'll get a little bit inky with the Stamparatus. I always do. That's a true sign of a stamper. Okay, so I have that perfectly. Now I'll just go ahead and now I'm going to be using the ones on the top Let me get a better angle for you. Okay, let's see if you can see those. Now we have these two up here. So the first one I'm going to be doing is the top part. And that color, I'm gonna make sure that I close my ink pads in between. It's really easy to grab a wrong ink pad. I'm gonna grab Highland Heather, and all I'm going to do is flip it over and ink it right on the stamp. This can be used with photopolymer or our red rubber clear mount stamps. And I'm just going to press that down. And there you go. And now I'm going to go ahead and flip this over. And I'm going to ink up this part up here. Let me close this. Now I'm using Gorgeous Grape. Did I say Highland Heather? Highland Heather ink. Now I'm using Gorgeous Grape for a nice, rich, dark purple. And that is going to be the bottom. There we go. Now on the left side again, I'm going to go ahead and flip this plate over. And I'm going to be using our Lemon Lime Twist, which is only available until the end of May. So if you fall in love with this ink color, you'll want to snatch it up now. We have cardstock for it. We have ribbon, designer series paper collection. And it's also in the paper I'm going to use on this card today, which is gorgeous. I have to get ink on my fingers. Okay, so I flipped it over, and that is going to ink up this right here. Now I'm going to go ahead and off camera, I'm going to do this part 2 more times because I want 3 butterflies total, but I'll just go ahead and move on to the next step with this. Okay, really quick, I want to show you how I have these in a different order before I move on. This one I'm going to go ahead and do my Lemon Lime Twist first. So it doesn't really matter which order you do this in, and I'll show you. I'm kind of doing this one backwards, which is nice because then you don't have to flip them all over and start from square one. You can go ahead and start going back, going forward, and it'll save you lots of time. I'm going to ink that one up with the Gorgeous Grape, so vice versa, but I want to show you what it looks like when it's all done. And if this is a longer video, well then it's a little more training for those of you who may not know how to use our Stamparatus. Okay, this one is the Highland Heather. You see how it's just so fun and so backwards. And then the last step is the memento on this, whoops, on this over here. Okay, I didn't put enough ink, which is okay with the Stamparatus because you can always go back and ink it again before you take this paper off. All right. Ta-da! And I'm going to go ahead and do that one more time off camera. All right, now we're moving on, and I have also added the body of the butterfly on each of these as well. And I'm going to go ahead and punch one of these to show you. You just line it up. And I can go ahead and do all of them. So fast! Punches are so fun. All right, let's put this card together. And now, what we're going to do with one of the butterflies, I'll start with this butterfly here. I'm going to take the baby butterfly, and this also has a body that you can stamp in it, but I didn't want to stamp it. I want to go ahead and just cut that little white part out. So I'm just going to quickly do that on all of them. Shouldn't take me too long, and I'll go ahead and speed this up. Okay, now I have them all cut, and I'm going to go ahead and grab my glue dots, line these up, and I like to put the little butterflies on top of the larger ones. It just adds some color. It's kind of like, they just kind of go together for me like that. But you can do your butterflies however you'd like them. There's probably so many ways, so many color assortments. I have done another video using this butterfly Gala. I will link it below, and I'll link it on my blog so you guys can see it. And That was using pink, I think. Pink, I think, probably, of course. And I'll have that on there. While I have these butterflies, I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of bling bling to them. And I have some of our rhinestones right here. I'm going to take my bone folder and add it to the center because it just adds so much sparkle and beautiness. There we go. Whoops. Got stuck on my hand a little bit. My fingers are a little inky today. I've been in the ink all day. I've already designed another card or video and card that is so pretty. It's going up next week. So I've been in the ink today. So now we are going to, we have all of the stamping done besides one. We're going to do one more. And we are using, we're going to pull out the Big Shot just for a second, a quick second. And we're using this fun, beautiful banner frame from Stitched Labels. That's the only one I'm using from this collection. And I have a scrap piece of our Thick Whisper white cardstock. And I'll be using this again on the base of the card. Pulling that through. And that's all I need our Stampin' Up! Big Shot for. Okay, I started punching out some of these off camera. Got distracted for just a second. Okay, so now we have our frame, and I'm going to pull out the Gorgeous Grape ink pad again. And I am using the same that says a little note, because I'm just making a little note card. I need those so often when you just want to send one of your friends or your family or your neighbor, you just want to send them words of encouragement or just to say hi or let them know you're thinking of them. Just the little note cards are just so nice to have on hand. Okay, so let's put this all together. My base of this card is a Thick Whisper white piece of cardstock cut in half. It's 5.5 by 8.5 inches, and I've scored it at 4 1/4. And I'll just fold this over with my bone folder to give it a nice and tight crease. Now I'm going to start with the bottom, the first layer. This is basic black cardstock. This is cut at 4 by 5 1/4 inches. And I'm going to use our snail adhesive and add that to the base. Now I'm going to take my next layer, and this is our beautiful, I don't have it next to me, I'd show you the whole stack. I will try to add it onto the screen somewhere on here. There'll be like maybe right here. Let's see if I can do that. Through the power of movie magic, can I make it in this square right here? We'll see if I can do that. So this is the collection. It's 6 by 6 paper, designer series paper, and it is just beautiful. It has 5 different colors in the collection, and you can either use the small gingham or the large. I'm going to use the large for this. I have this cut at 3 3/4 by 5 inches. It's like my favorite size right now. I sometimes do that even without a layer underneath it. I just really like how it looks. I'm going to add that on here. Now I'm going to take just a tiny little strip. I wanted to add a pop of color. This is our Lemon Lime Twist cardstock, and this is cut at 1/4 inch by 5 inches. And I'm going to use glue dots for this, just because it's kind of tiny for my snail. I could probably make it work, but I'm just going to add some glue dots. And then if they go over, I can just pull them like this. Okay, now I'm going to add that in the center. Let's see if I can kind of make it in the center-ish. We'll see. We'll see if I can do that. So one, no, maybe I can't. Okay, yeah, I can. Look at that. Okay, so I have this in the center. And now I have some of our vellum cardstock. This is cut at 1 3/4 by 5 inches. And now what I'm going to do is just put 3 little swatches, because you will see this through. But I'm going to put something on top of it, so you probably won't. I'm going to add the vellum on here. Just down here. So the vellum just kind of gives it just a little bit of a mystery. I want to say mystery. Somebody sees the card and they'll say, what is that? Is that just on there? No, it's a mystery. And now I'm going to take and kind of lay out how I'm going to put my butterflies on here. I'm going to have the note down here, and then I want my butterflies just on here. So what I do is I usually I lay this down here, and then I start with the top, and I'm using just the regular Stampin' Dimensionals. And I put the top one on first, just so your spacing is right. Put the top one on, and put your bottom one on. You can even put your banner on it, or your whatever frame. Now I have this, and now I'll know that in the middle it is even enough. Nothing's going to be perfect. Otherwise you would have bought it at the store and you wouldn't have made it yourself. That's not as fun. Okay, so I'm going to have this right here. And now I'm going to take our little note, grab some 2-dimensionals. It's probably a super long video. I hope you are enjoying it. I absolutely love this card. And I'm going to add this little note. And now I have 2 note cards to give to my family and friends. So thank you so much for stopping by. If you like what you saw, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe. Don't forget to click the little notification bell so you'll be notified when I have a brand new video for you. You can find me at mypinkstamper.com. All of the product in this video today can be ordered directly from my shopping page, mypinkstamper.stampinup.net, and I hope you have a wonderful day. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.